So you do still have some time to run out and grab any last-minute items you may need, including potentially some healthier alternatives to your usual baking ingredients. Maybe you have a loved one with an allergy, or you're looking for a healthier alternative to sugar. Well, Alice Smith with Alice Approved is here to share some ideas with us. Good morning. Great to see you as always, Alice.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
So let's start with some healthy baking staples I see that you have in your kitchen. What are some of those things that we always need to have on hand?
Yes, these are baking staples, important at the holidays, but at all times. So you might have some of these in your cabinet, you might not, but I love old-fashioned oats. So these are super versatile. You can use these as a topping for a fruit crisp or a sweet potato casserole. You can actually grind these into an oat flour, and they're super versatile, cheap, and nutritious. So always have oats on hand.
And then what about alternative sweeteners? That's an important one.
This is an important one. So these are three of my favorites. So you really want to opt for natural sweeteners.
Okay.
So having these on hand instead of your artificial sweeteners or your sugar alcohols. I love 100% pure maple syrup. Having that. Coconut sugar. So coconut palm sugar may not be something you're used to getting, but it is the same texture, consistency of regular sugar or brown sugar, and it can be used as a 1-to-1 ratio in baking. So it's a great option.
And then what else?
Honey.
Oh,
Can't forget honey.
Yes, honey.
So honey is a great natural sweetener, and the more local you get your honey, it's actually better for you with allergies and to help with your immune system. So pure local honey is great to have on hand.
Great to point that out. And then I see that's coconut oil as well that you have in front of you, right?
Yes, so coconut oil and ghee are both great options to bake with. So they're good alternatives to butter or margarine or any of your butter substitutes. So coconut oil can be heated at high temperatures. It's great to bake with and cook with. And ghee is a great butter alternative.
And it looks like you have two different kinds of cocoa powder as well.
Yes.
What's the difference?
So you might not notice this at first glance at the store. This is cocoa powder, and this is actually cacao powder.
Okay.
So just a little different spelling actually makes a big difference nutrition-wise. So they're from the same origin, but cacao powder is actually processed at lower temperatures, and it's much more nutritious. So it's higher in fiber and magnesium, antioxidants, lower in sugar. So this is a much more nutritious option, but it is a little more bitter in taste. So I always recommend starting out with your hot chocolate or whatever you're making, doing maybe half and half. So start out with half cocoa, half cacao until you work your way up to 100% cacao.
I was just going to ask you, does it still taste like chocolate?
It does, but it is more bitter. But if you're mixing it into a recipe with a lot of other ingredients, if you're using your natural sweeteners, you're not going to tell a big difference, but you might at first.
And Alice, I guess the main question now that we know the items, when is the best time and how do we kind of start to learn how to incorporate them into our baking and cooking?
Yes. So you definitely want to make sure you have these on hand, but don't be intimidated by them. And I really recommend to start small. So start with half and half. So start doing half dark chocolate chips, half milk chocolate, half butter, half ghee in your recipes. You can start with half the amount of your natural sweetener and then do half and half on your cocoa and your cacao. So you really won't notice a big taste difference as long as you gradually incorporate them, and really just focusing on cleaner items is going to be much more nutritious and it's going to be better for you all around.
And the first step is to just go out and get them, so then you have them in your cupboards or your pantry when you maybe have a sweet tooth, but then you want to stay healthy and on track.
Exactly. If all you have in your cabinet are dark chocolate chips, when you have that sweet tooth, you're going to eat them and you're going to be thankful.
Great point. Thank you so much. I love having you on our show, Alice. And remember, folks at home, if you missed anything, you can always find more information on how to work with Alice at aliceapproved.com or give her a follow on her social media account.